An interesting and simple concept lacking in variety. Race the sun. Well, this falls into a strange void which I would probably describe as hardcore casual. It is very easy to pick up and put down, but by mixing this with insta-death crashes it can somewhat crush the zen-like feel the game has. Certainly at the start you'll probably crash a lot as you start to get used to the various objects in the world and also using a very minimalist craft. This can make it very frustrating as it never feels like you're actually advancing. You'll see the same set of obstacles repeating again and again and again and again and again. It attempts to mix this up slightly by having a daily map system, so every day the level changes and the leaderboard resets to suit. Although, because there isn't actually a vast array of obstacles, this doesn't really change things a lot. You're more likely to see the same set of problems just in a different order. The challenges give it a little bit more sparkle, with some of them encouraging you to take different paths and just see how far the level goes, such as using only left or right for a full region. I can only assume that the challenges are completely random, as one of the first ones I got was to do 4 double jumps in one region, which without upgrades was hard work, and once I finally completed this it was replaced with do 2 double jumps. The variety comes mainly from a few different game modes, though the change isn't vastly different. Ultimately you're still a tiny ship chasing the carrot on a stick for eternity. Apocalypse mode is pretty much the same deal in a darker environment, but everything wants to kill you that little bit more. The leaderboards seem to be more contested here than anywhere else in the game, with thousands of scores still being recorded each day. Labyrinth supposedly actually has an endgame, though after a few attempts of trying to go through the same maze it got very repetitive. One part that I just couldn't appreciate while playing this game was the simplicity of the design. I can see that they went for a very straightforward and soothing sort of feel, but it all adds together to be very bland. The soundtrack is a very good example of this. The music is very simple and enjoyable to begin with, but with only a few tracks it quickly got repetitive. Even the power-ups felt underwhelming, and don't change the gameplay greatly, with only one being an activatable. There is also a level editor which seemed pretty easy to use, and gave a better understanding of how the game actually works. You create small segments of the level and choose the frequency of them showing up, which explains why the same set pieces keep repeating. It's like a never-ending patchwork. Race the Sun was completely stable throughout my entire playtime. The only difficulty I had was actually recording it, mainly because the frames per second is absolutely critical to the way the game plays. Witness the horror of some of the initial video. Anyway, that's enough of that. I played about 7 hours of this and I have to say the majority I was actually half asleep, because running the same gauntlet again and again could only last so long. This game works far better as something to play between doing other things, for those 5 or 10 minutes that you don't know what to do with. You could get a lot more from this game if you invest in the whole chasing the leaderboard thing. Will I be playing this after I'm done with this review? Probably not. It is available on Steam for £6.99, which honestly I don't think it's worth, unfortunately. It isn't a bad game by any means, but as a game that you might play every now and then when you remember that you own it, I can only say that it's worth £1 to £2. It is worth a shot in a sale if endless challenge games are your jam. Did I mention it gets repetitive?